I think I may have stumbled upon one of the biggest stories, totally hidden, that will impact 2024 in college football. So every so often, especially this time of year, you get a bunch of folks that latch onto the same things. It could be like NIL, it could be conference realignment. We talk a lot about that on this show, and because it's pertinent, I'm not apologizing for that, but a lot of times that just leads to you and your buddies sitting around saying, well, there's another reason why I think this year is going to suck, but we're not interested in that tonight, nor are we ever. I'm interested in reasons to make you believe that this coming season is going to be incredible. Now, I could list a mile-long scroll of the usual reasons, namely, it's college football. It's the greatest sport on earth, and as I always say, if it's NC State versus Clemson, and it's late third quarter, and it's tied 20-20, and it's 4th and goal on the 2-yard line, you don't really care as the play clock winds down about all this other stuff that many claim make the sport suck. Because those moments still feel the same. That's college football. You slice it open at its core, that right there is college football. Nothing else like it. However, above and beyond that, I think we have a story that's unfolding right before our eyes that could be the hidden story in 2024 and maybe beyond, but at least 2024 in college football. And it sounds a little something like this. You're going to have your odds out there. We're going to have FanDuel showing you national championship odds. Yeah, Georgia's going to be way up there. Texas, Bama, like those teams that are usually up there. Ohio State, they're going to be up there again. And that can sometimes lead you to think, oh, there's a gap. Oh, man, competitive imbalance yet again. What if I suggested to you the hidden story of 2024 in college football is that there will be more and deeper pools of NFL talent playing college football this fall than at any point, at least in the last decade, maybe ever. I'm going to walk you through the thinking here. So how could this be? How could there just be more talent in college football this year than there ever has been before? Why wouldn't these dudes, if they're so talented, be in the NFL? Two things that individually seem to suck at times, but could be contributing to maybe a big-time season this fall. One, the COVID year, and the extra eligibility a lot of guys had that have backloaded what otherwise would have been a shortened college career. And number two, NIL. So one was just flat out bad. COVID, we didn't get much good from that in sports or otherwise, but what we have gotten is we've gotten, because of COVID, added on years on the back ends of guys' careers. And also we had this weird kind of nebulous evaluation and recruiting gulf where you couldn't really go out and visit guys, and some guys got rated too high, other guys got rated too low, and their college careers have sort of been in fluctuation as a result, and it's calibrating itself on the back end. And what you've got is you've got a lot of guys who were really talented, and in another generation would have already been off to the NFL that are still in the NFL. They're not just on the big-time rosters either. I'm going to give you the illustration to prove that in a second. But the second thing is NIL has kept a lot of guys in college. There's just no way around that. Even if you don't like overall the structure of what NIL's done to college football or college sports, the one benefit, at least, that I could sell you on is there are more NFL-capable players. Not top 10 picks, mind you, but, Carson Beck's a perfect example. That dude would not be playing college football for Georgia this fall if it were 10 years ago. But he is now, because NIL was enough to keep a guy who would have been fringe first round or second round in Athens to go full speed this fall and be paid to do it, and hopefully in the aggregate up his draft stock to top 15. So, the first fear that some of you may have when you listen to this is you may say, yeah, Josh, okay, you sold me that there are more NFL caliber guys that are staying in college, but what does it really mean to me if Georgia keeps a guy? Georgia was already going to be elite. What does it really mean to me if the Michigans and Ohio States of the world keep a few more NFL caliber guys? That just separates them from the pack even more. Well, that's where I want to direct you to Senior Bowl Director Jim Nagy, friend of the program, Jim Nagy. He put out some really, really good and interesting feedback on Twitter earlier today. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It is on the screen if you want to read it, and I would suggest hitting pause. But basically what he started to walk you through was the advanced evaluation process. I'm going to read some of it here. So he basically explains what normal is. He says, normally, when we're trying to get a jump from the NFL scouting and Senior Bowl scouting perspective, when we all know the draft starts in Mobile, hashtag Senior Bowl. He said, when we're trying to do advanced scouting, even for powerhouse programs like Alabama, normally we're looking at 15 to 18 NFL caliber prospects. He said he listed them. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got 11 schools that he just threw out there today where they're grading as 23 or more NFL draft caliber prospects. And listen to this list. It's a paper popper of a list because it's not a relative who's who of playoff contenders. Louisville, 32 prospects out there. The Jim Nagy and company are saying, yeah, those could be NFL players this time next year. Rutgers, Oregon, Indiana, UCLA, Wisconsin, Penn State's their SMU as they jump to the ACC, Florida State in the ACC for now, Cincinnati, Colorado. How interesting is that? So it's not just the big boys. And if you want to talk about competitive balance, I'm not necessarily telling you, hey, Rutgers could make a surprise run and win the Big Ten this year. I am telling you, if they got that many future pros on their roster, the college football public at large is not aware of it. And several large favorites who could go up against Greg Schiano and his team this year may not fully be mentally aware of it. The film may tell them one thing, but their mind can't fully wrap around the idea that Rutgers may knock us off. Rutgers may be one of the toughest teams we play this year. So then I start thinking to myself, all right, so we've got rosters seemingly littered with guys that once upon a time would have gone on to the NFL, and they're staying in college either because they got extra eligibility or NIL is enough to fill their pockets and keep them here. Hey, whatever. I'm for guys staying in college as long as they can because I don't care about the Sunday game as much as I care about the Saturday game. I unapologetically wave the college football flag. We don't have a Pate State franchise in the NFL. We are college football. We are Saturday first and foremost. So I hit up Stats and Info. You may know him on the street as Ryan McGrady. Sweetheart. Does he want us calling him that? I don't think so. But anyway, McGrady does really good numbers crunching for us because, frankly, I'm not good at it. So I said, McGrady, how many guys are really staying in college now that once upon a time may have bounced? He said, yeah, get ready. I've already compiled this stuff. Get ready. So from 2010 to 2021, early NFL draft departures skyrocketed, went up virtually every year, 2010 to 2021, and in 2021, it peaked at 130 guys declaring for the draft early. I'm not talking about seniors. I'm talking about guys who had served their 3 years and they're redshirt sophomores in some cases, or they're juniors, and they're saying, bye. I'm going to go test the NFL waters. And a lot of them were undrafted or fifth-round picks, and you're wondering, why did you do this? And there were many different reasons. I digress. I'm not here to talk about then. I'm here to talk about now. So 2021, we have 130 guys go out early for the draft. Just 3 short years later, we have 58 thus far who have declared early for the draft. That's the lowest number since 2011. So if you want to demonize NIL, fine, you can have your opinion on it. I'm very mixed on it as well. But there is one just inarguable fact now, and that is NIL is making guys who otherwise would have gone to the NFL early, maybe in poor decision-making mode, stay in college a little bit longer. And I am telling you, I don't know where, I don't know when, but if we have some volcanic Saturdays this fall, this may be in large degree the culprit. So, NIL, not the total and complete boogeyman that it's been presented to be after all. May I suggest to you, at least, that it may not be. Hey, look, like I said, I know that college football is not forever, and I know college football players aren't here forever, but I absolutely want to keep them here as long as we can. And if that's the mechanism that has to be in play to keep them here, so be it. So be it.